Sharing material. The power of sharing. A testimony. Once, I met a woman who was struggling to provide food for her children. I had a little extra money and felt a strong prompting to give it to her. Initially, I hesitated, thinking of my own needs. But I remembered the verses about cheerful giving. I gave her the money, and her face lit up with relief and gratitude. She told me about her struggles and how this gift was a direct answer to her prayers. As she spoke, my tears welled up in my eyes. I felt an overwhelming sense of joy and peace. It wasn't about the money. It was about the connection, the act of love, and the realization that God had used me as an instrument of His grace. He used me as an instrument of His grace. My tears were a mixture of joy, humility, and the profound feeling of being part of something bigger than myself. Oh God. Then what sharing is? Sharing is a fundamental act of love and community, reflecting God's own nature. It fosters connection, alleviates suffering, and allows us to participate in God's provision for others. Here are some biblical perspectives on sharing. Acts 2 verses 44 to 45. And all who believed were together and had all things in common. And they were selling their possessions and belongings and distributing the proceeds to all, as any had need. This passage exemplifies the early church's practice of communal sharing. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7. Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. This emphasizes the attitude behind giving. 1 John 3 verse 17. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? This highlights the importance of practical love through sharing. Proverbs 11 verse 25. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. This showcases the reciprocal benefits of generosity. Consequences of not sharing. The Bible suggests that withholding when we have the means to give is a sign of a closed heart, hindering our relationship with God. It can lead to isolation, selfishness, and a failure to reflect God's love to the world. The parable of the rich fool, Luke 12 verses 16 to 21, illustrates the danger of hoarding wealth instead of sharing. May the love of Christ, which compels us to share, fill your hearts today.